Hello, going to talk about the BoltOps reference architecture here and how flexible the blueprints actually are. A question that may come up, because it actually has, is whether or not you can use blueprints on top of your existing VPC or existing network, and that's completely a scenario that's pretty easily handled. So with the normal BoltOps reference architecture, there are basically blueprints to build this entire VPC, production, development, management, and also peer them together and everything. But let's say you are have VPC and it's already set up, that's fine. You can just use that. Just basically don't use the VPC blueprints. Instead, use one of the other blueprints, right? So we're going to just, as example, use the auto-scaling ECS ASG blueprint, okay? And we're going to do that in this video. So the first thing I'm going to do is clone down the reference architecture right here. This is the repo. Then I'm going to remove the other blueprints. So I cloned it down. I did bundle. I'm going to go into the repo now, and I'm going to look at here, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to use the VPC blueprint. I'm not going to use VPC pure. I'm not going to use ECS file. I'm just going to use ECS ASG. Okay? When you update the gem file, you need to run a bundle update, and it's just a thing with gem files, so what you're supposed to do. Okay, and now we can go lono blueprints, and that's going to show only one blueprint now. It's only going to show the one we configured. Okay? So the next step is to actually go through the specific blueprints README. Okay, so I'm going to go into the ECS ASG blueprint, and the steps are usually the same. Right here is just basically add the blueprint to gem file, which we are done because we're using the reference architecture repo. Then configure the values, and this is where you configure the values to your specific VPC, right? And we're going to use the default VPC on the dev account I've set up here. Okay, and then we deploy the blueprint, and then you're essentially done. Okay, so we already did step one, so now we do the configuration, and I'm only going to do the development for the sake of this video. Okay, so I'm going to run lono c ECS ASG. That created a parameters file. So let's go take a look at this parameters file right here. I create the development one, and it shows two required parameters, VPC and subnets. So we need that from our existing account. So I'm just going to actually use the default VPC on this existing account. Okay, so I'm going to go to this VPC. I'm going to click on your VPC here, and there's one VPC. There's only basically the default VPC. So I'm going to grab that and paste that guy in right there. So that's the first one. And the next one are subnets. What subnets do I want to run basically the auto-scaling instances on? And I'm just going to use all the subnets on this account. So there's 4 subnets here. So I'm just going to grab each one of these guys. Let me sort it by AZ at least. I guess it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so I'm going to grab all the subnets and just paste it in here. That's one. Now I'll fix the new line in a second. That's 2. Three. And the last one, 4. Okay, so I'm in Oregon region, so I have 4 subnets by default. And then I'm going to basically now put this on one line. Okay, that's done. That's done. Those are just comments. Okay, so basically we've configured the ECS ASG blueprint to use the default VPC on the account. You might have a different VPC. You might have built your own and all that. Now we're ready to deploy it. So let's go back to the README and see the command for that. If you go down here, it's just basically this command right here, deploy. And I'm going to do without the no wait, so we can kind of see it tailing here in on our terminal. Okay, so that's just the deploy. So it's basically going through the deploy process and now tailing CloudFormation right here. So that's gonna basically just tail CloudFormation until it's done. I'm gonna show you also in CloudFormation in the console where the stack has been created too. See, the stack has been created right here. It says ECS ASG and create in progress. So I just refresh this for a while, and eventually it's gonna be done. So it's gonna take some time, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video so y'all don't have to wait. Okay, so the stack has finished creating. Here's just the terminal output. It took 4 minutes and 10 minutes to create. Let's go look at actually in the console right here, create complete right here, and it has the same kind of event stream right here. So let's actually take a look at the instances that should be running now, because the parameters we pass in or values for existing default VPC on this account. So let's go look at the EC2 instances. It should be all launched. We got one running instance because that's the kind of default setting there. Some terminated instances here too, so let's filter that a little bit. State running from previous testing. Okay, so here it is. That's basically, you can see that it's new because it's still initializing, but that's pretty much it. This is now not using the BoltOps reference VPC. It's actually using an existing default account VPC. So let's go back to the README. It talks about the REST instance access and everything, but let's go back to actually the reference architecture. Because I want to point out that this can work with this blueprint, it can work with this blueprint, and it can work with kind of additional blueprints that we could be adding to BoltOps Pro here. So all these blueprints are very customizable, very configurable, and very flexible. You can use it with existing accounts, or you can use it with other accounts. That's the whole point of this, the way this code is kind of structured, okay? Okay, hopefully you found that video helpful. Cheers.